I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
Welcome back to another color class. And in today's class, we are delving into summer seasonal color analysis. So we are going to talk hair. We're going to talk skin. We're going to talk eyes. We're going to talk celebrities that are summers.
Colors.
We're going to talk warm versus cool. We are talking everything you need to know about summer seasonal color analysis. So
within the four season system. Remember, there are summers in the 12 palette system, there's summers in the 16 palette system, and those just get broken down into deeper categories. But today we're going to keep it easy, especially for any newbies that are joining our channel, and just talk summer in the four seasons.
There we go. All right, so diving into it.
Summers are light and cool. That's the easy way to remember it. If your hair is medium to light without any red or gold highlights in it, you are likely a summer. Now, there are factors, and I like to look at them as tiebreakers, which would be the skin tone and the eye color. But the wild success of the book, Color Me Beautiful, they talked about those being of equal importance. I have evolved to believe that the hair is the most important characteristic because that's what you notice the most, and that's what frames your face. And skin tones are really tough. I don't know if you've ever tried to ascertain whether you have a warm or whether you have a warm or a cool skin tone, and people say, well, look at the veins in your arms and things. Never worked for me.
And you also can have different variations of skin tone based off your face versus your body. Also, your makeup can lean warmer or cooler. So even your foundation that you apply can really change your skin tone or your undertone.
And if you're not a religious wearer of sunscreen, Sarah's been using sunscreen from the time she was like a toddler or before till now. So she has this beautiful, milky, undamaged skin, whereas I was a sun worshiper in my youth, and I don't have that, which means my skin tone, whereas when I was younger, it might have been a little cooler, it might become a little warmer because sun damage can be uniform as well, and not just in spots, but it can cause you to have a little more of a warm hue.
And which leads you to pick warmer foundations. I've noticed that you tend to lean a little bit more towards warm, and I tend to lean a little bit towards cool.
And usually I want something that matches my skin tone. And so if I go cooler than my actual skin tone, it looks a little chalky on me. It just doesn't look quite right. So I'm a summer, in case you guys hadn't noticed that we were talking about it. I'm a summer. And mostly it's because of my hair color and my eye color, because both of those are muted. And that's the thing about a summer season. Summers are considered a soft season, a muted season. You're not going to see a lot of contrast on me between my hair and my skin and my eye color. That means that if I were to put on a shocking pink dress and you were looking at my face versus the dress, you would look at the dress first. That would be the thing that arrives in the room before I would. And that would make me look washed out. It would make my eyes look washed out because compared to that shocking pink dress or that red dress or that black dress, I am washed out. That is, my palette it's a delicate kind of a frosty palette. So I need to make sure that my colors are delicate and frosty. So here we have a chart that basically gives you teaches the difference between warm hair colors and cool hair colors. And basically we said that if you're looking for whether you're warm or cool in terms of your hair or anybody's hair, you look for a red or gold cast to the hair. And if you look at the chart, what we've tried to do is show you the difference, because I'm a big fan of comparing one thing versus another thing, because that's how you really see it. And here on the bottom side with the cool hair colors, they're medium to light and they're cool. Those would be representative of some summer hair colors. Now, we're talking about summers, but if you look at the colors above that are warm, those would be representative of spring hair colors. And we will do another video shortly that does a deep dive into the spring category. So you have to subscribe so you'll be notified when this comes along. But here, just use this as a guide. If you're having any kind of trouble at all and thinking, I don't know, is this warm or is this cool? This is a good way to find out. One thing that's important to note in terms of summer hair colors is there are two elements of gray hair that do not fit in the summer category. You get them all except for two: salt and pepper and pure white.
And I love your trick about salt and pepper. How do you know if your hair is salt and pepper?
Well, you look for black strands. If you have black strands in your hair, and when I say black, they'll look black against the gray hair, but they may be dark brown. But you look for individual strands. Those are your pepper, and the gray is your salt. And then we say white can be a winter season. The salt and pepper is definitely winter, and the white can be winter because if you're a winter and you go gray, the progression of gray with the winter is from deep color to salt and pepper to pure white. So once you go to pure white, you can still, if you traveled that way via the winter season, you'll still be a winter. You can still pull off that shocking pink. One thing that you need to remember is that summers always need to avoid harsh contrasts. So let's say that you have a scarf and you see some of the summer colors in your scarf, but then there are black flowers shapes or black leaf shapes, creating a major contrast between the summer colors in the scarf and that, those black colors or high contrast colors. That will make that scarf high contrast because you're seeing low contrast knocked up against high contrast. What we summers have to do is always wear clothing and scarves that have low contrast. So if you have a scarf with a summer color in it, you want to make sure that the accent color is also from the summer palette and that nothing is jarring. Basically, you want to make sure that you are outfitted in soft, muted tones.
Your sugar-coated colors.
Your sugar-coated colors, we like to call them. Now, your best colors for a summer.
The important stuff.
Here, this is why we're here. We're talking about what your palette should look like. And you probably, if you didn't know you were a summer, you've probably gravitated to these colors anyway, because people tend to compliment you in the colors that are in your season, and you will then purchase and repurchase the colors in your season.
My favorite is when somebody says, I gravitate towards pastels. I usually instantly know summer palette.
So soft blues, and they say pastel colors, but pastel colors these days are not all that trendy unless you walk into a Target, in which case into a Target in springtime, you might see a lot of pastels. But for the most part, pastels may be a little less sophisticated than you are used to wearing, but that doesn't mean you have to wear pastels. What it means is that word has been used in the past to indicate light, soft colors, muted, light, soft colors, like soft blues, powder blues, periwinkle, really nice for you. Muted pinks, again, really nice for you. You want pinks that are taken that have the edge taken off of them so that they're not so magenta, but they move a little bit toward a softer,
like rose or
mauve or, and even, let's face it, sometimes we as summers will want to have a darker color on, like maybe in the autumn or whatever. And then you will want to move toward the berries. Basically, you're kind of looking for a coolish undertone, neutral to coolish, and then you want to make sure that it is a sophisticated color in terms of the palette. And what I mean by sophisticated is if you're mixing color on a palette to put on a canvas, our colors are always blended with a little bit of black and a little bit of gray that takes the primary color down to a more muted, softer, sophisticated tone. It's harder to match. It's not primary. It's more complex, for lack of a better term. So back to the colors, your lavenders and your lilacs look really beautiful on you. Soft greens are wonderful for summers. And by soft, I mean, you want something that's not vivid, that doesn't look like, exactly like a leaf out there or an emerald. You want something that looks like a hazy field. A hazy mountain that, if the green, if you could see the green on the mountain, it's hazy. And with green, because green is a mixture of yellow and blue, you always want to choose your green just toward the blue side or toward the gray side of the green rather than anything toward the yellow side.
If you go too yellow, then it's going to start sallowing your skin.
Correct, and you'll know right away. And then, of course, cool neutrals. And cool neutrals, we're talking about dove gray, taupe, soft mauve. And one of the things that I love about being a summer is being able to wear gray. We're the only season that can pull off gray beautifully. And so I claim it. I, buy a lot of gray. I love gray. And if you think about gray and what you've seen, there's a whole palette of gray. There are blue grays, there are green grays, there are warm grays. So don't shy away from gray because it's very flattering on summers.
So summer makeup should actually fall within the palette that we just talked about as well. So summers are going to be softer makeup colors, but they're also going to be cooler. So think lipstick and blush are going to be soft and cool. But a little trick that I love with summers is you can take a very vibrant color, but dab it on or blot it off. So for example, with lipstick, if you have a very bold red, dab it on and blot it off. So it's just like a stain on your lips. It's not a heavy amount of color because that's going to arrive in the room before you do since you are soft and sugar coated. But if you just have a little tiny stain of a cool lip color, it's perfect for you.
Absolutely beautiful. Now, that is not to say that there are not gorgeous lip colors that are perfect for a summers. And the soft pinks, the soft mauves. And again,
even the plums, just
be careful
right.
with the plums. You want to make sure that you're absolutely careful that you don't go too far. And lucky for me, I have my daughter here, and I gravitate toward plum shades of lipstick just because they're beautiful. And Sarah will not hesitate to say, that's too dark for you, Mom. Don't do that.
Usually you can just blot it on or put a little bit of a gloss over it to kind of wipe off any extra color. But just like the soft little bit of plum lipstick is stunning, especially if you have green eyes. Oh, gorgeous.
And the same is true with eyeshadow. You have to... aubergine, I'm not going to say plum because plum has a little too much red in it, but an aubergine eyeshadow is beautiful on a summer if your eyes are blue-green or green. My eyes are blue-green. They're the same color as Sarah's. You can see hers better probably because she's not wearing glasses. But with a blue-green eye or blue-green gray eye, which we have, you can kind of shift what they're going to look like in any given outfit. So if you choose aubergine eyeshadow, your eyes will look greener because of the complementary effect of the color. If you choose a mocha, and I'm be careful, it doesn't go red, but if you choose a mocha, your eyes will look bluer. And then of course, you can absolutely wear gray eyeshadow, like a Dove gray eyeshadow, very pretty. And so you can play around with your eyeshadows and make some changes. If you have brown eyes, the aubergine is absolutely stunning. And we do have brown-eyed summers. The key, I think, is you're looking for a face that doesn't have a lot of contrast between the eye color, the hair color, and the skin tone. So sometimes we kid around and we say, if you start describing yourself as, well, my hair is kind of grayish and my skin tone, it's kind of light beigeish, and my eye color is kind of bluish, greenish, grayish. The moment you start using ish as a descriptor to your coloring, you need to take a look at summer, because ish is like the thing. Everything is like bluish, grayish, this. Now, let's talk about jewelry, because jewelry is like one of my favorite things. The thing about summer is you look better in cool tone jewelry, like white gold, platinum,
Silver.
pewter, silver. But, and this is kind of fun, when you see jewelry that is a combination of silver and gold, the way a lot of people put, gold accents on silver, don't shy away from that, because that's one of the things that you get that nobody else gets. I like, telling you guys your unique things that can be just special to you and no other season. Those mixtures of jewelry are amazing on you, because again, you're ish, and that jewelry is goldish, silverish, it's right in the middle. So I hope you've enjoyed learning about the summer season. And I hope that I didn't focus too much on myself. But I'm a summer, and I love being a summer, and I love having you here with me as we talk about the summer season. But we're going to dive into all 4 seasons. We're going to dive into 6 palette systems, 12 palette systems, 18 palette systems, and try to give you as much information as possible. Hit the like button, because it makes me happy, and hit the subscribe button, because you'll be notified of our upcoming videos.
So I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
We hope you enjoyed this color class, and we'll see you in the next video.